Hills came into tonight in first place in the River Cities Alliance. They traveled to Coopersville, where the Broncos working to keep their playoff hopes alive. Tonight, the 15th meeting between these conference foes. Tie game midway through the third. And how about some offense? Grayson Fellows goes up top, drops it perfectly for his main man, Will Fussman. 29-yard score and a 28-21 lead. Late in the third, Broncos kicking his freshman Champ Kelly shows off the accuracy. Sam McDonald, his third touchdown catch of the game. We were tied. Coopersville would take the lead in the fourth. That's a 28-yard field goal from Sam Kelly. But Fellows and the night offense would not be denied as he goes up top again. That's Brennan Gustins. Heck of a catch for the long gain. And a few plays later, what's a Kenowa Hills highlight without London? Hampton takes the handoff, off tackle, makes a man miss. Hampton going to outrun the D to the end zone, 34-31 late. One last chance for Coopersville, 4th and 20, and the night D comes up with the game-sealing sack. Kenowa Hills hangs on for the win, 34-31. Both Spring Lake and Forest Hills Eastern came into tonight on the outside of postseason conversation in Division 4. Our producer Matt Gard was there as the Hawks and Lakers went head-to-head.
Yeah, Jacob, both of these teams desperately needed a win and some playoff points to keep their seasons alive.
What's happening, Bailey?
Granville 21.
In the rain, second quarter trailing 22-20. Former 13 On Your Sidelines MVP of the week, Landon O'Donnell, hits Tyler Bolheis in stride. He gets deep into Hawk territory. A few plays later, O'Donnell and Bolheis are going to hook up again. It's in the back of the end zone. I got to get out of the way. Touchdown makes it 28-22 at half. Third quarter now. Jackson Nash is going to open up the half. He takes the option pitch for Spring Lake into Hawk territory. They would get down to the goal line later on the drive, and Landon O'Donnell, he's going to keep it himself. That makes it 36-22, and somebody in the student section owes Landon a cheese stick on Monday at lunch. I heard that. Eastern would respond. Kenrick Pankovic launches one downfield. Luke Rosenbrook, all alone, massive touchdown catch. That cuts the Spring Lake lead to 7. But the Lakers would put this one away. O'Donnell throws down the field to Nash. That is going to get them in prime territory. Mason Harima would do the rest on this next play, a short run. Spring Lake moves to 4-3 on the season with a 57-43 win, Jacob.
College football has weekday action. Well, earlier this week we had Wednesday night 8-man as Grand Rapids Sacred Heart traveled to Martin for a battle of undefeated teams, meaning the winner of this one clinches at least a share of the conference title. We jump to the second. Clippers on top 6-0 and add on to the lead. Hayden Buell, and on the quarterback keeper, Martin up by 14. But here comes Sacred Heart. It's Will Highland. He's going to call his own number. Anything you can do, I can do better. Gets the block, 54-yard touchdown. Falcons on the board. And this one was all offense in the first half. Later on, more from the Clippers. It's Buell again. Check out this juke. Makes one man miss, puts him in the spin cycle, cuts across midfield. Nobody's catching him. That's a 70-yard score for Buell. That would restore Martin's 2-possession lead. But on the ensuing kickoff, Highland, he's the quarterback, he's the kick returner, and he's going for a house call. Back and forth haymakers in this one. Special teams making a difference throughout. But Martin's offense, too much. Wesson Elkins gets in for the score on the next possession as the Clippers take this one 48-26 to move to 7-0 on the season.
We love a little 8-man ball, Jacob. I'm going to make that a petition. Let's make weeknight 8-man a thing. Time for a look at some other scores from around the area. Let's start in the OK Red, where West Ottawa wins a thriller against Caledonia 33-30 in overtime. The Panthers won 2 out of their last 3 after starting the season 0-4. How about another OK Red upset? Grand Haven welcomes Granville to the Lakeshore, and the Bucks beat the Dogs 42-28. We'll have to see how that affects Granville's playoff hopes. Speaking of playoffs, Mona Shores keeps its playoff hopes alive with a 27-14 win over Forest Hills Northern. The Huskies, they had a chance to get back into it late, but J.C. Torrens got an interception that sealed the win for Shores. Ludington stays undefeated tonight. They are one win away from an outright conference championship after a 32-7 win against Whitehall. In the OK Silver, Kellogg'sville gets its 5th win of the season in a close one against Comstock Park, 22-18. Also in the Silver, Godwin Heights. They were down big. They came from behind, got the victory on the road, 31-30 against Fruitport. And Kellogg'sville and Godwin will face off next week in perhaps the most meaningful game in their rivalry in quite some time. Finally, Grand Rapids Christian wins a really close one in the OK White. They beat Hamilton tonight in overtime, 29-28. Jacob.
All right, Matt, and I mean, what can I say about Tigers Mariners? You know we have to talk about it, but I can't show you highlights because the game is still going on. We're going to talk about it after the break. And remember, if you missed any of the highlights tonight, you can download 13 Plus on your TV, watch the whole show on demand, and you can do it for free.